how remembering the first part of the gospel, that we are very bad sinners, can help you respond should you happen to be married to a really bad sinner like this man.
I was raised in the church. I thought I was saved. For me, Christianity was just kind of a list of rules. 6th or 7th grade, I was introduced to pornography for the first time. Freshman year in high school, started drinking. By the time I was a sophomore, there was marijuana, and I'd had sex for the first time as well. My dad sat me and my sister down and let us know that him and my mom were getting separated and that he had cheated on her. So at that point, my life just kind of came crumbling down. Everything that was, the one thing that was stable in my life, it was gone. Over the next few years, my drinking and drug usage accelerated greatly. There was a hole inside of me that I was trying to fill with anything I could find. I've been arrested numerous times throughout those years. 6.5 years worth of me living as if there was no God. I'd gotten a job where Dana worked. Ended up getting married in May of '04, and then our oldest daughter was born. At that point in time, I was drinking 5, 6, 7 nights a week. I mean, it was just out of control. So in May of '08, I had an affair.
Heartbreaking, of course it is. But what do we expect from a sinner? We should frankly expect sin.
I came to Dana. She actually caught me. I didn't come to her and confess anything, but she caught me, and I apologized profusely and said all the right things. And throughout all this time, I was constantly, pornography was a huge part of my life through all of that time. Something that I hid from her. She didn't know anything about that. Shortly after our second child was born, it escalated from there. I started seeking out adulterous affairs. Dana knew something, but I would hide it from her, lie about it left and right. Over the next few years, man, I just went down a path that was full of one-night stands and, again, just trying to go back and fill that hole in my life, that desire for intimacy, to be known, that I thought at some point in time would be there. By the time November of 2013 rolled around, I'd come clean to her about some things, and I'd get caught here or there. She would ask me about this, and I'd give half-truths. And there were times that we would, read the Bible together and pray together and do the things that you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, none of it ever really made a big difference in my life as far as day in and day out. And in November of that year, I sat down and I just came clean with her about everything. Our whole marriage, I've basically just cheated on you. And I actually prefaced it. I said, before I tell you everything that's going on, I just want you to know that there's so much deeper than just adultery involved in this. And then I kind of just destroyed her by basically saying our whole marriage had been a lie.
But not surprising. Why? Because of the first message of the gospel. We're really bad sinners, and he's no exception. However, there's a second message to the gospel, and it is in this moment that his wife remembered that message.
Walked outside, came back in, and within 5 minutes of me admitting to 100 affairs, she looked at me and she said, "I forgive you." For me, that was the first time I'd ever really felt the love of God.
I don't know, I just felt this overwhelming sense of God just Dana, how many times have I forgiven you? Show him that I forgive him and tell him that I forgive him. And so I think when I looked at him and said that I forgave him, that was not me. That was God saying, Dana, I forgive you and I forgive him. And that is why I sent my son. Because you need to be rescued. So, yeah. That was Jesus' choice. So it's not got anything to do with me.
The first message of the gospel is Dana Foster is a very bad sinner. But the second message of the gospel, that Jesus died for sinners, saved her, which allows her to look at Corey Foster, a really bad sinner, and offer the second message of the gospel.